Hello, everyone. And how is everyone doing today? Sharise Johnson Moore here. Hello. How is everyone doing? What's up? So, I want to welcome everyone to day 3 of the Post Publishing Power Moves. And today, our topic is Author Visibility 101. Why you must become your book's best marketer, right? I just want to. Ooh, I can't stress this enough. I can't stress it enough. So, I want to say welcome to everyone. My name is Sharise N. Johnson Moore, and I am the owner of Sharise N. Johnson Moore LLC, where I am a publishing consultant and visibility coach. And I wanted to really get into this topic today with you. Um, Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. I want to make sure my sound is good before we proceed. Let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. If it's clear enough for you. Okay. I wanted to say hello and welcome to everyone. Let me see. Doo-doo-doo. So how was y'all day been? How has y'all day been? I understand it is a hectic day. Today is what? Sunday. I think it's Sunday. I get my days mixed up sometimes. But I know that it is a thing that we must also we must also keep our bearings in mind. Keep our bearings in mind. And I wanted to let everyone know that it is a pleasure and an honor to be here before you today. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here before you today. Um, okay, so wanted to say that I wanted to I thought of this concept for this 30 day post publication power moves. And it came up that I am introducing everyone to a a side of me that I have walked into of teaching. So I wanted to give authors and purpose-driven creatives a space where they could come in and get knowledge. Knowledge is power. Okay, and I wanted to welcome you, back to the day 3 of Post Publishing Power Moves. I am the host, okay, and tonight we are talking about Author Visibility 101. Why you must be your book's number one marketeer, okay? Why you have to be the number one marketeer of your book, okay? And I wanted to say that I am a published author of 3 books. And I wanted to say that, it's very important that we have knowledge before we walk into something that everybody makes look easy, but it is a process in that we always see an end product. We always see an end product of people publishing their books and they on Times Square and they're doing best selling author events and things of that nature. But we must know the process of how they got from the idea of the book, from the title to you got to know the idea to the manuscript to the publish and beyond, okay, and how they got on Times Square, and became a best-selling author. So I wanted to give you I wanted to give a broader understanding of the process of how that is done. So today, like I said, our topic is about you have to be the number one person always telling people about your book. You got to be the number one marketer, right? And with that, because no one can tell your story like you can. No one can tell the bits and the pieces and the intricacies of the process of how you came up with your idea of this title for your book. No one can tell. How the process was of how you got that book from an idea to a published, to a manuscript, to a published book. And your story is, your story is important because you lived it. You've lived your story, you wrote the words, and your passion and purpose and personal testimony carry weight that a paid marketer or third party simply can't replicate. Okay, they can't tell your story like you can, and because I'm gonna give you a thing of authenticity. It is about your readers connecting with you through your authenticity. The authenticity of the story when they hear your story directly from the words from out of your mouth. It has a more meaningful, more memorable stance on people when they hear your story. How you tell your story, how you tell your message. And I want to ask you this question. Um, think of how you can highlight when you tell your story, or why you wrote your book. Think of how you can highlight an example of why you wrote your book. That energy can't be outsourced. It can't be, okay, can you write this for me? No, you had to sit down and tell your story about how this book came to you, right? And so another way that you can get into how you become a number one marketer for your book. The visibility builds trust. Your visibility builds trust. It builds trust. Uh, you know, we get so much inundated noise. We get information from over here, information from over there, information over there. But when you build a rapport with your readers, with your followers, and those that buy your book, know and they like and they trust your words, when you are so inundated with so much information in a course of a day, and when you build this trust, it gets your followers and the people that come into your space, they know, like, and trust the words that you say. Okay? And that comes with showing up consistently, showing up all the time. You may want to put yourself on a schedule of how you want to do your lives, or how you want to present your content, or how you want to market your book for the public. With you know, videos, social media interviews, podcasts. You got to make the readers feel connected to you, and that connection converts to sales. That connection converts to sales when you have the reader so engulfed in your story that they want to buy your book. Okay, and say you got a following. Say you got a nice following, like 3, 4,000, 5,000 people on your Facebook or your Instagram or what social media platform, right? And those readers become where they trust your word, and then you can outsell someone with 10,000 who never shows up. Okay, think about how you show up. How you show up in the spectrum of social media. You got YouTube, you got what is that? Patreon, you have Twitch, you have all your social media apps. And it is very important that you use all your apps. Use them. Use them now. Use them. Okay? If you have noticed that I've been doing more visibility to bring more attention to my books, more attention to my business, more attention to the services I offer others in the business. That is a part of a visibility strategy, okay? Visibility strategy. And when you show up, you get more loyal readers, you get more followers, you get more buyers. You show up in your authenticity, and people that understand, or people that understand your story, relate to the story, and will be more compelled to buy your book. Okay? You want to create some momentum. You want to create your momentum. When you're doing visibility, it opens doors. It opens doors to, I ain't never heard this book before. Okay, well, let me check this author out. That I've had that happen to me, where no one knows who you are. If no one knows that you wrote a book, how you gonna sell them? Okay, you got to be visibility also consists of media features, podcast interviews, speaking invitations, brand deals that don't fall from the sky. They come when people see you showing up. And that also entails you stepping out on faith to be a part of other people's programs, other people's endeavors. Like, I have a friend, and her name is Dr. Latoya Jeter McElroy, right? And you can find her on Facebook and TikTok and Twitter. And she is the owner of Rainique Publishing. She's the owner of Rainique Publishing, and she also has Rainique Publishing Books, the bookstore. She also has a bookstore, and she is located in Little Rock, Arkansas, and she is accepting authors to send their books for sale in her store. Hello. Shout out, Dr. Latoya. And I wanted, that it's very important to put yourself out there, to do the things that you must do in order to get this visibility. Barnes and Nobles, book signing events, virtual live launch, virtual live book launches, a very poignant way to get people to see your new book when it come out. Okay, a book launch, a live virtual. You could do it on Zoom. Do it on Zoom. Pick out a time, a date, and things of that nature that you're gonna launch that your book that you have published. If you do not open your mouth, ain't nobody gonna know nothing. If you don't open your mouth, no one is going to know anything about your book. You cannot just post your book on social media and that's it. And have this mindset that you will sell out your books. Okay? You have to do other things in that course of being visible. Take a topic out your book. Take a topic out your book to want to talk about it. Take a topic, take a segment, take a chapter, even start your own book club. Did I just say that? Yes, I did. Start your own book club. You can have, you have a segment, a weekly live, Every live post or feature you do is a digital breadcrumb that leads people back to your book. So everything that you do leads back to your book. Use your social media intentionally to draw attention to your book. Make that a necessity every day, right? And uh, do some interviews. Please do interviews. Please do interviews. I know that we have a group of followers and things like, but we can always use some more followers. We can always use, do podcast appearances and, podcast appearances, live interviews. They gear, they gear up and generate consistent book sales for weeks. When you do a live interview, um, when you do live interviews, and the person that's interviewing you has a YouTube channel, a Twitch channel, a live broadcast on any of the social media platforms, your video, your interview is visible to everyone in that person's following, who their followers are. And I'm still getting hits on interviews I have had guest authors on, right? I used to have this show called Authors Excerpt Sunday, and I'm still getting hits on my YouTube channel from previous guests I had on the show. Let's see. When I first started interviewing authors, it was like maybe like 4 years ago, something like that. 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I've been doing it for a while, and I'm still getting hits from the first interviews I had. It wasn't no authors excerpt Sunday. Then I was just asking authors, can you come on the show and let's talk about your book? Still getting hits from that. So always think when you do interviews, podcasts, don't be shy about telling people you're gonna be on somebody's show. That's another thing that I notice authors do not do. They do not advertise their own interviews. Come on, we got to come on, we got to put the eyeballs on us. Put them eyeballs on yourself. If you want to make these book sales, you have to make yourself visible to everyone. In your circle, outside your circle, say, look, okay, I give you an example. Um, I'm going to be a speaker at the third stand up authors revival and award ceremony in October of 2025. October the 3rd through the 5th, 2025. I have a newsletter. That I'm going to be sending out tomorrow. That I will inform others of where my appearance will be. Okay? Where my appearance will be. Visibility is not just being seen on the screen. Visibility is also having a newsletter to advertise what you're doing. Okay? A newsletter can give you visibility too. People still like to read. They readers, okay? So you you start your newsletter, and you can also tell them what events you're gonna be at, what place you're gonna be at, what vendors events you're gonna do. Keep your readers after they have purchased your book. Incorporate them into your email list. Okay, incorporate them into the email list, and they can keep up with what you do as an author. Even when you publish another book, you might got one, okay, and you come up with another year, a year after that, and you still got your email list. You can inform them, and it could be pre-orders, pre-orders for your next book. This email list is very important. Okay, so, um, and being visible to turn your book into a brand. Your book can be a brand. I had an idea the other day. My idea was taking my book. My title on my book is entitled "Coming to Loving Yourself." You know what I could do with the title of that book to do something else? A conference, a get together, a personal group, a private group where women and men can come in and talk about some of the issues they may have dealt with, they have read in the book, and it be a private conversation, and it builds credibility, it builds a relationship with your readers. When you turn it into other brands, your book is not just a product, it's a platform. Your book is a platform. Visibility helps you build a recognizable identity around your message. Okay? With visibility, your book becomes the doorway to courses, to coaching, to speaking, to merchandise, and to your ministry if you are a minister, if you're evangelist, apostle, deacon, bishop. You get where I'm going with that, right? You see Bishop T.D. Jakes has his ministry, and then he became an author, and his ministry, his books are geared towards topics that we deal with in the Bible. Or it's self-help, like emotions, or let it go, or um he's got the Woman Dial Loose conference. They had that. Think about other ways that you could turn your book into other ways of visibility, such as courses, coaching, speaking events. You could become a speaker at somebody's event. Hello. Authors who brand themselves around their message get invited to tables their book alone wouldn't reach. Let me repeat that. Authors who brand themselves around their message get invited to tables their book alone wouldn't reach. Okay? So think outside the box when you sit down and you're writing this book, okay, and you think 5 steps ahead. Okay, now how can I turn this title into an event? How can I turn this title into a private group? How can I turn this title into a course? How can I turn this title into a coaching session? Think things of that nature. Think ahead. Think ahead and think outside the box. Ask God, okay, I'm right. You gave me this title for this book. Now give me some other ideas I could use this book to do in the future. Okay? Also want to say, you know, people can't support what they don't know exists. People cannot support what they don't know exists. Okay, I've had my book, I published my book in 2017. Okay, I've been talking about my first book ever since the second book came out in 2022. And then I was still advertising about my first and the second book when I got involved with Miss Ardenae Garner for the anthology Stand Up. Okay, these are my books. Coming to Loving Yourself is the first book. Coming to Loving Yourself Study Guide is the second book. This is the anthology with Miss Ardenae Garner, who is also a founder of the third Stand Up Authors Revival and Award Ceremony that I will be speaking at in October. Come on now. That's 1, 2, 3. Then I walked in. Then I went to the conference last year. I had a marvelous time, and I wanted to speak last year, but I talked myself out of that. But this year I was determined. I said I'm not gonna let nothing stop me, nothing block me, no hater, no naysayer, no nothing to block me from moving in the direction God is asking me to do. Okay? The best book in the world can't help anyone if no one knows about it. Okay, I got I have a book, and it's an ebook, and I just published it, and okay, um start making flyers. Start talking about your book. Start getting, y'all, you know where the links at for Amazon. Use the links. Make you flyers. Make you content. Make you, things that'll get it out there. And I advise, you you got to be intentional when you promote your book. Be very intentional. Be very, 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 very intentional. Because visibility isn't vanity, it's stewardship over your message. Visibility isn't vanity, it's stewardship over your message. Okay? Don't be the best kept secret in the industry. Don't, closed mouth don't get fed. Closed mouth don't get fed. Be the voice that shows up, stands out, and speaks life into others. I, at first, when I wrote my book, my first book, and I published it, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know how I was going to introduce the book. I didn't have a script. I didn't have anything. I just told people, I wrote this book. I wrote this book, and would you buy it? Then I got the understanding that I needed to have some points, some speaking points of why people should buy the book. Okay? So you can work on that before you publish. What does the book mean? What is the book about? Think about these talking points when you present it to others. When you use your voice to show, to show up and stand out, and come out from among them. That's something that keep ringing in my spirit. Come out from among them. Okay? God gave you a lane to do what you need to do, and you need to do it. It doesn't, and I'm gonna say this. You cannot get so boggled down with what people gonna think or what they gonna say. Put them thoughts out your head, and come out from among them. Speak up loud, speak boldly, speak fluently, speak often, speak every day, speak all time of the day. Okay? Because God's giving you this vision and you need to speak up. Speak up, and speak boldly. Okay? So those are our five. I'll run through that again, and then so today's topic is author visibility 101. Why authors must be their book's number one marketeer. Number one is no one can share the message like you can. No one can share that message like you can. Number two, visibility builds trust. Number three, you create the momentum. You create the momentum about your book. Being visible, number four is being visible turns your book into a brand. And five, people can't support what they don't know exists. Okay? What they don't know exists. All right? So I wanted, to give y'all those five for the day. And I wanted you to have a, make it do what it do. Make it do what it do. And so, I also want to let you know that here is the third stand-up author revival and award ceremony. It is very important that you be a part of this in Charlotte in October the 3rd through the 5th. Okay, October the 3rd through the 5th. And it is very important that that you be a part of it. It is very important because you will meet some very interesting authors at this event. Very interesting authors at this event. We have Miss Ardenay has created this award, this program for authors to talk about their books, become speakers, become speakers in their rightful place, and it is important, that we, partake in other people's events. You can't, no, ain't nobody, get involved with a group that is so enamored and so devoted to bringing exposure to other authors' books as well. Okay, if you ever get in groups, get in a group that does not mind supporting you when it comes to your book coming out. Okay, um, that is what got me about this group. I hope I spelled Charlotte right. If I didn't, it'll show up. And in this, okay, www. Hold on, y'all. Authors. Oh, yeah. Okay, I put the link in the chat for if you would like to purchase tickets to this event. It's called the third stand up author revival and award ceremony, and it is held in Charlotte every year. This will be the third year, I think. Yeah, this the third year, right? And I went to the event last year, and it was very powerful. God came in and took over the whole event. God is in the place in that event, and you can tell by the atmosphere when you were there that there is sisterhood, there is camaraderie there, and everyone is there to support one another. Okay, we want to thank Miss Ardenae Garner for having this event. I want to thank Miss Ardenae for having this event. It is very important that we have it, and you don't want to miss this event. You just don't want to miss it, okay? You don't want to miss it. Let's see. And so, I wanted to say, if you would like to reach out to me and get in contact with me, my website is on the screen, ShariceandJohnsonMoore.com. And I would be glad to sit down and have a free consultation with you. I have book publishing consultation, faith-based entrepreneurial consultations, and so much more that I offer in my business. And I wanted to say it is what I want to welcome you to the post publishing fire moves for the day, right? I also have a program starting next month. It is entitled Publish Now What? It's a free webinar, and it starts September the 6th, 2025. Okay? Publish Now What? Free webinar. It starts September the 6th. It is free, and I got some giveaways for you, some freebies, some all kind of stuff. It's going to be on Zoom, and I wanted to invite you all to that event as well. Um, I wanted to invite you all to that event as well. It'll be on Zoom. It starts September the 6th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Okay, I thought I had no. Well, no, the time is wrong on this link. It starts at 10 a.m. I think I have it set for 10 a.m. And so, if you would like to register for this event, let's see. Let me see. Let me go in here and get this. Go in here and get this. The Zoom link for you. Do 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 do. Uh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm starting that next month, and so I would like for you to come and be a part of this event. It is called the Publish Now What? Because you can, it doesn't matter if you aspiring author, a first time author, or experienced author, you can come to this event. I don't, I don't, I ain't, that's That's none of my business. Just, I'm here to teach, and I want to, help all published authors. If you're thinking about a book, you've already wrote your book, published a book, and sometimes experienced authors can do a little brush up. Ain't no wrong with brushing up. Always learning, always keeping our minds focused, keeping our minds on the new happenings happening in publishing. Okay. Let's see. Starts September the 6th, 2025. I want to let you know also that you're gonna get some prizes and some nice stuff. You're gonna get some good stuff. You're gonna really get some good stuff. You can register here at this link in the chat, or you can turn around and here we go. Publish now what? Start September the 6th. Register here. You can do that as well. I want to say thank you to everyone for showing up today. I want to thank everyone who came in the room, and I hope that this motivated you, inspired you to really get into the publishing process as a author. Okay, and don't forget, always tell somebody about your book. Okay, the book can't sit in a box. If you order like 50, 100 books, the book is not gonna make no money sitting in no box on the floor. When I first got my books, I did not know how to sell them. But I opened my mouth and spoke and asked. And then I started learning about the process of what you do after you publish the book. So, and I've gotten so many authors on my shows that they do not know this process. They publish their book and they have not they have not gotten to that point. They ask me questions and I answer them. And I'm sitting down teaching them just like I had to learn, just like I had to learn this process. It is a lot. It is a lot to process, but if you take your time, one thing at a time, you can accomplish anything. Okay, you can accomplish anything you put your mind to. Okay, so I want to say thank you to everyone for coming in today, and I want to say it has been an honor and a privilege to really have this time with you for the post publishing power move segment, day 3, Authors Visibility 101. And I want to say thank you to everyone. And I see y'all tomorrow back here at 6 p.m. Okay, at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for day 4. Day 4 start 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow as well. And I love you all. And I hope you have a blessed evening. Thank you, everyone, for coming in and having the time with me. Thank you so much. All right, everyone. Talk to y'all later. Everybody have a blessed evening. Bye, babies.